What are you familiar? It's your boy Taxi Png, and we're back at it again with another one. Today we're going to be talking about why most photographers burn out and how to avoid it, right? So most beginner photographers do not quit because they're bad at photography itself. A lot of them quit because they're just simply burnt out. And a lot of you guys don't know that there are multiple different forms of burnout. A lot of you guys don't realize that burnout can come in different forms. So I'm about to break it down for you and let you guys know those different forms. First, the money trap, right? So when you first start photography, it's very easy for you to only focus on the money and the monetary value that you can get from photography and not, focusing on your passion, right? So you're excited, right? Finally to get paid doing something you love. You start stacking the little checks here and there. You start upgrading your gear. You start chasing that next client. But let me tell you the truth. Once you finally hit that money goal, or you buy the camera that you've been wanting or drooling over, that high will disappear fast. The high that you get off of, that dopamine hit, it will disappear fast. That momentum that you thought was gonna last forever, it is gone, all right? And then photography just starts to feel just like another job, like a 9 to 5. The passion leaves. And when something you once loved starts to feel like a 9 to 5, you don't even like it anymore. The passion is gone and everything just starts to slip away. You forget your why. You forget the reason that you even actually began to start doing photography at all. You forget where your passion was rooted from. The rule is 1 for them, 1 for me. I live by this rule. 1 for them, 1 for me. What does this even mean, right? It means that 50% of the time, I'm gonna be doing client work, building their business, building my business, paying the bills, doing everything that has to do behind the scenes, handling shoots, everything that's for them. That is the for them. But that other 50%, it's all about me, my passion projects, my creativity, my creative shoots, the things that I've been wanting to try. Right? Something fun, something that reminds me of my why, the reason that I even picked up the camera in the first place, the thing that keeps my passion alive. 50% for them, 50% for me, 1 for them, 1 for me. Because if you spend all of your time shooting for your clients and just trying to please everybody else, you will quickly forget why you even started in the first place as an individual. The balance keeps you from falling out of love with photography, and it allows you to consistently know what you're doing, right? So 1 for them, 1 for me. This is how I keep the fire alive, right? This is how I keep myself going. This is how I stay consistent. I do something that I'm passionate about and that I just want to do. And if I want to do it right then and there, I make it happen. For my clients, I make it happen. So the different types of burnout, let's get into that. Burnout itself, it doesn't always look the same. It can change frequently. It doesn't always come in the form that you may think. But number 1 form of burnout can be, overthinking, right? You're taking every client, editing until 3 a.m., no sleep, no breaks, overworking. Eventually, your body begins to shut down. You can't even give 100% to the next shoot because you're running on empty. Every day you wake up, you only have 100% of your cup to fill or to give out. And how you give that out matters. Number 2, over or undervaluing yourself, charging way too little, doing way too much, right? And then sitting there feeling drained, unappreciated. That kind of burnout hits you mentally. It can hit you physically as well. And it'll put you in a very, very bad depressive state very quickly. I've been there and I go there sometimes. Number 3, poor systems. You've got no real structure. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you're late on delivering edits. You don't have a timeline. Your clients are very frustrated. You're scrambling, trying to keep everything up. The pressure, that pressure continues to eventually, build, and where it makes your clients fed up with you, or you're fed up with the whole business overall. That is why I say that burnout isn't just one thing. It sneaks up on you, and it can all come in multiple different ways. And if you don't prepare for that burnout, it will get you every single time. So how do we avoid this thing, right? So how can you navigate around burnout itself? These systems. Systems is the key word, right? So with clients, you need a workflow, a clear timeline, that you can communicate back and forth with them. You need to have contracts, boundaries, something so that way you don't overbook yourself or overlook yourself. And don't promise things that you can't even deliver, because that will burn you out super fast. If you're promising multiple things that you can't deliver, that will burn you out. With your health, you got to take care of your body. You got to get enough sleep. You got to make sure that you get enough work, enough water. Make sure that you go to the gym. You need to take a walk, because if you're not showing up as your best self for yourself, then your work is definitely going to suffer. You have to understand that food and sleep is a non-negotiable. I'm still learning this to this day. With your creativity, do not let it die. Even when, money's tight, even when clients are blowing you up, hitting you, just try to make time for your personal self, for your personal projects, for your mental health, and just overall, this stuff feeds you, right? This is the stuff that's going to keep you in love with photography long term. This is the stuff that's going to make you not forget your why and make you continue to be able to shoot for longer, because you literally can't pour from an empty cup. If you're running on empty, you're no good to your clients. You're no good to you. You're no good to the art. You're no good to anyone. You're no good to photography itself, because you're running on empty. You need to make sure that you're always at 100% to be able to give to others. And if you're not focusing on yourself and pouring into your own mental, you literally can't pour into anyone else. So if you're new to this, here's the real secret. Do not chase the money. Chase a form of balance. Balance isn't truly real, but chase a form of balance, right? Protect your passion with personal projects, protect your business with systems, and protect yourself by taking care of your health. If you do that, you will not just survive photography, but you will physically thrive within it. And nothing can get in your way, not even burnout. Burnout is the number one devil, bro. Burnout is the number one thing that will always get in our way. Burnout is the number one thing that will always stop us from getting to that next level. Burnout is always going to be there. And if you understand that burnout won't go away and it will always be there, but you just understand how to, tweak it or navigate it to where it can do your bidding, and you're not working for burnout. Burnout's working for you. Make it an employee for you. Understand when it's coming. Can you find a way for you to, notice when it gets close by and when you need to maybe take off the gas a little bit, and how you can navigate around it? I always like to tell you guys to prepare for the unknown, because if you're always, on top of your bookings, always on top of your edits, then when a big booking comes up, you're ready for it. The same thing with burnout. If you're always on top of your bookings, on top of your edits, on top of your health, on top of your sleep, and on top of your food, these are things that you do every single day. These are little forms of discipline. And if you can stay disciplined within these very micro forms, then being disciplined overall becomes so much easier for you, as you continue to grow through. And it also becomes so much easier for you to navigate this burnout, because it doesn't even bother you, because it's coming. You understand that, okay, if I do four to 5 full days of work with little sleep, I understand that I'm going to burn out on that 5th day, 6th day, 7th day. I understand when my burnout comes, and I know that I need at least 1 full day or 2 full days a week of just doing nothing at all to be able to recharge my battery. I have a social battery, right? I know that I need at least 1 to 2 days a week of, not talking to any humans at all to be able to fully recharge my social battery, to be able to go back out and be 100% again. I know that if I'm around people more than 6 hours straight for a day, I might crash out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I know that if I'm talking to people for more than 6 to 8 hours a day, my social battery is gone. My 100% is depleted. Every day you wake up, you start with a cup with 100% in it. 100% juice. What kind of juice you got? Apple juice? What you want? You know what I'm saying? I got pineapple juice in the morning. I got 100%. And every cup that you decide to pour into is going to take some percentage of that energy and some percentage of your passion away, right? And of your workload as well. So maybe I have a shoot in the morning that took 15%. I got into an argument with the client, after that took 10%, right? I got into another argument with the client, and that took 20%, right? It was 25%. Now I'm at 50%. It's 12 p.m. and I only have 50% left of my cup to give. That other 50% needs to go to myself. This will help me not burn out. If every single day 100% of your work is going to your boss at your 9 to 5, or 100% of your work is going towards your clients through your entrepreneurship journey, if 100% is going to everybody else and no percentage is going to you, you are guaranteed to burn out. Because every single day it's 100% them. But you never do something for you. Right. Another thing I like to do is called chunking. So, for example, I have a productivity timer that I'll use, and this little timer right here keeps me accountable. Right. So I'll set a 90-minute timer, I'll do some for them, some for me. 90 minutes straight, I'll be doing client work, whether I'm editing, whatever I'm doing, it has to do with building the business. It's me editing, whatever, right? I'm knocking all that out, doing client work, right? That's what I'm doing for 90 minutes. After 90 minutes timer is up, I'll take 30 minutes to an hour to do something for myself. I'll go on a walk. I'll play a video game. I'll doom scroll. I'll do something that releases some tension and that allows me to chunk out my day. So I'm not doing 100% work, gunning. Even though I do have days like that, you will have days where, it makes more sense to just work all day and then you just sleep and then you work all day and then sleep and then work all day. But that should not, out of 7 days of your week, all 7 days should not be 100% all or nothing, because you're going to hurt yourself mentally, physically, your health. Something is going to end up suffering. Relationships is going to end up suffering. I don't know if you guys have significant others, if you guys may have, kids, maybe you guys have family members. There's a lot of stuff that you can't sacrifice, that you can't sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of other things are going to suffer when you're, 100% dove deep into your work. But one thing I can say is focused work will always be better than unfocused work. So let's say, for example, if you're editing and it's taking you 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours to edit, but you're not fully focused on that edit, it's going to string out so much longer than it really could have. And you could have taken all those little times that you're wasting during your whole editing block. You could have added that to, your relationship building. You could have added that to building your business. You could add that to spending time with your family. You could add that to talking to your mom. You could add that to anything. You know what I'm saying? Talking to your girlfriend, spending time at the park. You can add that to anything else. But all of that work will quite literally make you burn out. It will force you to burn out. And there's multiple different forms of burnout. Me personally, you guys always ask me, how do I stay so consistent? I became best friends with burnout. I tell you guys at first of the video of, what I believe in and what I think you guys should do and how I think you guys should navigate it. And I'm telling you guys now how I kind of operate. I sometimes I'm not human. Sometimes I'm a machine. Yes. And I love to work. I fall in love with the work. That is another form of navigating burnout, is when you truly love what you do, you just don't burn out. Maybe health-wise, sometimes you forget to eat, so you'll burn out that way. Maybe sometimes you'll forget to drink some water, so maybe you're not able to perform 100% when doing your content or, working with clients or whatever. But when you're so deeply in love with what you do, I always tell you guys, I bleed this. I bleed photography. I bleed content. This is my life. It is my life, physically, quite literally. I bleed this. So it becomes so much easier for me to not burn out and to navigate it if it were to creep up on me, because I actually love what I do. I wake up and I think about it. I wake up and I do it. I wake up and I just go. So there's multiple forms. There's multiple ways to navigate it. And if you just love what you do, then you have to find out when that burnout starts to come, how can you continue doing your work, but maybe not at the extent in which you do? Let's say, for example, Monday through Friday, I know I could be at 100%, but Saturday and Sunday, that's when that burnout period comes. So I take it from 100 to 50%, or I go 75% all week. And then the 2 days I put 100 in. Maybe you have a 9 to 5, maybe you work, right? You can put 25% in all week, and on the weekends you put 100% in. At some point, something has to be, level out for you to create a sort of balance. Even though I don't fully believe that there's balance out here, you have to create some sort of balance when it does come towards your passion, and your job and the thing that, makes money, or your clients. So there comes a world where you have to try to figure out how you can balance, emotionally and mentally when it comes to your clients and your passion, because it gets hard, bro, because your clients will have you feeling like you have to sell yourself to them. Your passion will make you feel like you're more important than everything else. But if you're so focused on your passion, sometimes your passion doesn't pay the bills. The clients are paying the bills. So sometimes you have to deal with the BS from the clients in order for you to even pay the bills. I'm ranting. I love you guys. Make sure to let me know down below if you guys like content like this. I love you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, Taxi.
Oh, there's the cookies. Be right back.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it.
I feel like shooting for free is good as how you build.